We're here at the launch of the MGU9 at the beautiful Glenworth Valley property, I guess you call it, in the Central Coast, New South Wales, on an absolutely glorious day. We've done a bit of driving this morning. We've done towing, we've done some reasonably difficult off-road type stuff, a bit of water crossing, and some soft roading type stuff as well. So we've really sort of put it through its paces a bit this morning. So this is a brand new vehicle. It's in that sort of mid-size. It's a little bit larger than the normal sort of Utes, but not as big as the Ram 1500s. It comes in three models, the Explorer, the Explorer X, and the Explorer Pro. Pricing is from $52,990 through to $60,990 drive away, and that's really sharp pricing, which is what you expect from MG. And they're really good at throwing a whole lot of extra gear into the vehicle for those prices. So the front itself has this big, bold American sort of look. To me, I don't know if I really like this sort of design at the front, but it's got a bit of presence about it, which is good. And I do like the lighting that sits here. It actually looks good, and nice sort of bonnet. So it's got that big sort of American type feel without having the actual bulk of it. So let's have a quick look inside and see what it's like there. First thing you notice about sitting inside is that there's plenty of room. We are in the top spec model now, which is the Explorer Pro. So obviously it's got all the gear in it. The seats are incredibly comfortable. The driver's seat not only has heating and ventilation, but it also has a really cool massage function. And let me tell you, when I'm driving, that massage function is working. The other seats have both heating for the front and the outer rear passengers as well. Plenty of room for me, larger than the average bear, so it actually fits really good. Plenty of headroom. There's a really large sort of panoramic sunroof there, which is great. I do like the shape of the steering wheel. It actually fits really good in the hand, and also there's a lot of controls on the wheel itself, which is great. The screen is one of those really large type sort of touch screens that sort of breaks up a bit, but the good thing about this is, even though there's a lot of the controls in the screen, you do have the normal sort of air conditioning type functions sitting down here in the touch buttons, which I love. I hate going into a screen and having to find it, go up and down sort of air conditioning. So that's great. There's a wireless charging tray at the front, a 12-volt plug outlet, a USB-C and a normal USB 2 plug there. The shifter itself is actually a little bit different. It's sort of taken a bit of a hint from airline design or aircraft design, but it works well enough, and all of your controls for your drive mode and your four-wheel drive are sitting here. Interestingly enough, this has both front and rear diff locks, and again, think of that top price, $60,990, front and rear diff locks. It's pretty good. Lots of storage area in the center there, and the storage bay is actually quite large. And slide forward, a couple of cup holders there. The doors themselves actually got bottle holders in the side, and there's a really great JBL sound system. So overall, very comfortable place for the driver and front passenger. Let's have a quick look in the back seat. Okay, now I'm 190 centimeters tall, and as I said, larger than the average bear, but I can sit in. This seat is designed for me at the front, so I'm sitting in the front, and I can sit behind myself in the back of this Ute. That's not something I can do in any of the other Utes apart from this mid-size and the large American pickup styles Utes. Rear seat heaters, as I said, more USB outlets there, which is great. The seats themselves are pretty comfortable. I've sat in the middle, and actually it's surprisingly comfortable there as well, more so than normal. This particular model has a really unique feature in that you can actually fold down the firewall, or the back of the seats here, to extend the load tray into the body of the car. Not sure, it's really quirky. Not sure that it's a great idea, but of course, it might be sucking exhaust fumes in, etc., but it really is something different. So again, plenty of room, very comfortable, and also these seats will fold forward, these seats will fold down flat, so there's a lot of flat storage area in the back here if you want to put things in and not damage your leather seats. Oh, there's a rear window that slides down as well, which is good. Okay, let's have a look at the tub. Righto, let's have a quick look at the design of the tub. It's lined, which is really good. And up the front here is that sort of hard area that'll fold down to give you extra sort of load space if you want to. There's tie-down points which are low down here at the back, but unfortunately, like a lot of manufacturers, they have a tie-down point up the top here, not down where it should be, down the bottom there. They've got these moving sort of rails as well, which is great. So plenty of space. One interesting thing is, because of the way it's designed, I really think they're going to struggle with this back bit here to get any sort of a canopy on it. So that's sort of stay tuned type process. Let's have a look at a really interesting feature for the tailgate. So the tailgate itself is a soft opening process, which slides down like that. And then you can open the next bit, which is down like that, which allows you to actually a bit of room to get in there if you want to access things there, because it's always a bit of a difficult process. But the other thing it has, if I can get it open, is a step, which is actually pretty cool because, again, larger than the average bear, it'll take my weight. And the good thing is, when you've backed up to the beach looking at the sunset and want to have a glass of champers or a beer or something, you can sit there with your feet on the steps like this. Well, I like this. This is a cool feature.
Yep. So 4-drive expert. Okay, so that's our default setting. That's probably what we do. What I would do is I'd probably desensitize the parking sensors in case we're sort of going past, you know, some of the vegetation and things without it going. So down here, descent control, a couple of other features here. We've got the drop-down menu, so you can work out which mode you'd like to be in. You can certainly experiment with any of those. Now, when we're ready to go into 4-low diff lock, we do that through these configurations here. Yep. So I'll get you to pull us back into drive or manual. So pull it back all the way, that's it. And with your foot on the brake, just a little half push goes to neutral. Right. And that's how we're going to then activate these sections down here. So we'll choose diff lock, and then you'll see the icons on here. You'll see the icons here as to which setting that you've got. And you can also work out whether you want no diff lock, rear diff lock, or all diff lock. So we'll...
Off-road expert. You can click on that. Sorry, it's moving around a bit. You can click on that, and then it gives you all of the details you would want when you're driving. Off-road expert mode, you've got a 360 button here. You can press on that, and you can see a much bigger nose cam and top cam, but you can also move around the vehicle. So if I'm concerned about how close I am, it's there, I can move around. Also the rear mode as well, or you can go to the 3D camera and move around the vehicle real time if you sort of have a concern about not being able to see something as you're doing it, which is pretty...
So the MGU9, where does it sit in the market? It's got a 2.5 litre turbo diesel engine. I think it's about 160 kilowatts of power and about 520 newton meters of torque. That torque comes in fairly low. I haven't seen the torque curve yet, but I'd say around about 1750 revs, which really came into its own when we were doing towing. It was excellent. We towed 2.5 tonnes and 1.9, didn't even know it was on the back. So that's good. Where does it sit? We did some real four-wheel driving today, but I don't think people are going to buy this to drive to the Cape. I think people are going to buy this as a practical lifestyle type ute. You know, there's plenty of room inside, there's plenty of comfort inside for the vehicle and for the occupants. So it's going to be interesting. I like it as a first drive. We'll do a longer drive, but you know, the initial impressions are that it's priced right, and for the market it's going to be aiming for, it's going to suit it really well. So if you like the video, please like us, please subscribe to the channel. That's about it from me today. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.